guys? I am Ben. Thank you for joining me here on Talking Board Games for my full thoughts, final thoughts, concluding thoughts. I don't know. It's going to be something because the discussion, I don't know if people agree a one-person discussion can exist. But anyways, we are looking at House of Danger. I already told you in my final thoughts what I kind of concluded to be a light family game that has some issues with production quality and maybe comparable to the escape games out there. But let's talk more about those things in depth so you know if this game is worth checking out further. So let's go ahead and talk production quality. So the production quality on the game isn't great. It's pretty bad. I opened the game up, was excited to see an insert, but noticed part of it was kind of like dangling and stuff was kind of falling through, and I was like, it's okay, I'll just go ahead and glue it like I normally do with a lot of my inserts that come somewhat damaged. I took out all the stuff, pulled out the insert. It was like falling apart in my hands as I pulled it out. It's basically like cardstock that's been glued together, and then there were like pieces of cardboard that were like stacked and like taped to the cardstock to help support it in places. And man, it pains me to throw in inserts. It's like, it's there to protect the components. And I'm all about sleeving my cards, storing it properly. So it just kills me to get rid of an insert, but that thing was gone. I started gluing it, looked at it, was like, nope, trash. So what I've done is I went ahead and bagged all the cards by chapter, and it fits nicely. So, yeah. But on top of that, the cards, I was like, what is going on? They're like, I don't know, they feel very papery. And then like the edges are kind of rough, like they were, I don't know the process in making cards, but it feels like they were like die cut or something and the thing wasn't sharp. Maybe that's just my copy, but it just feels cheap, feels old. Maybe that's what they were going for because this is an older game, a book that they're basing it off of. So they want to give that nostalgia. I think that's why the artwork is black and white on the cards. But in the end, it was just disappointing, the production quality. That said, there are a lot of cards, and you're getting your money's worth, if in that alone. So yeah, better production quality, hopefully if they continue to make these down the road, would definitely increase my opinion on the game. So it's important to know that this is a light family game. There's no way around it. The decision, like, I looked on BGG, and I think the weight rating was like a 1. I won. I don't think I've played any game that low ever. And I was like, nah, that can't be right. It can't be a 1. It's a 1. Basically, the decisions that you're forced to make are, you read the card, you flip it over. Would we like to do A? Would we like to do B? A. You read the card, you flip it over. Would you like to do A or B? Let's do B. There is no, I won't say there's no rhyme or reason to your decisions. At the beginning of each game, you look at the back of the board, and it's got like this weird dreamscape, psychic vision thing, and you're supposed to base your decisions off of that. But from what we saw, it's more or less just the direction you want to go. And with so many decisions, that's one thing I was shocked at. There are lots and lots of decisions every single chapter. But in the end, it was like, I don't know, that sounds cool, let's do that. So there's that. It's very light. I don't feel there's a right or wrong answer. A couple answers may be less fortunate for you. But in the end, there was no way of knowing. It was just a random guess. Where this game might have a little bit of strategy is you have the chance to accept optional challenges with a reward and some sort of, penalty for failing. And by doing those, you might have a little bit of strategy and, well, now's not an opportune time. Let's go ahead and keep our psychic track up. Or, we need to increase this, so let's go ahead and do that. We can really risk it right now. And then at that time, you also choose one of your items that you might like incorporate into that challenge to give you a better benefit. But if you roll a 1, you lose it. So it's like, do you think we really need to? Should we? No, let's play it safe. I don't want to lose that item. Or we really need to. Let's use it. It's worth the risk. So you have those decisions as well. But once again, there's no right or wrong. It's all a die roll at that point. So very, very light family game. But one that the family will enjoy. Like, it's cool. It's a fun story. It's crazy and chaotic, and you feel like you're making a meaningful impact with each decision, because what you didn't choose is lost. It's in the past. You don't get to go back and see it. So yeah, very light family game, but like I said, one that I feel most families will enjoy discovering together. Okay, so how does this game compare to escape games? I've played a couple different escape games. I enjoy them, but when I finish it, I'm always like, that's it? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel right seeing every card or, discovering every puzzle in a single playthrough. Like, I feel cheated. Maybe that's just me, but I enjoy them. I enjoy the experience, but after that, it's just like, This, though, you finish a chapter and you're like, man, I wonder what would have happened had we done that instead. Maybe it's worth going back and playing. No. Let's but we only got a couple of items. Like, what other items were there? These don't seem that good. We must have missed the good ones. And so that is kind of cool. I like that in comparison to those, you have that I'm missing stuff. Like, like that anxiety is, did we do enough of what we need to do? But at the same time, it doesn't have those puzzles. It's not challenging. You don't have those aha moments. So you're missing that. So I don't know exactly how to compare it to an escape room game. I feel like if you like those, you'll like this. But I also feel if you don't like those, you'll like this. See what I did there? I think you'll like this. And yeah, just know going into it that it's not an escape game. Despite what you might think with the various chapters, trying to solve it, and no, it's one time through. No, it's not an escape game. It's a story game. And if you like story-based games, I think you'll like this one. If you want a challenging puzzle experience, then no. So those are basically my thoughts on House of Danger, put out by Z-Man Games. Like I said in the final thoughts video, I don't know if I'll be keeping it. I like the idea of it, and I hope they put out more of these in the future. But it takes up a lot of shelf space. It's a card game, but it's a decent-sized box, and I'm going to have to store it if I want to save it. It's something I think I'd like to experience with my kids and read the cards to them, let them make the decisions, see what crazy things happen. But in the end, is it worth it? But the good news is it's not something that I can destroy. It's still intact. I can go ahead and sell it, make a couple bucks, and move on. And if in the future I want to grab it again, it's cheap enough I can pick it up again. But in the end, like I said, if it's something you feel like you're going to enjoy, you probably will enjoy it. And if hearing this, you're like, where do I feed my people? Like, how difficult is that? Then no, don't pick it up. Don't try it. It'll be a waste of your time. You'll be disappointed you did. So that is House of Danger. I would like to thank GameGrid for helping provide this copy so that I could do this review. They're awesome. Check them out. They're going to be moving locations here soon if you're local, and they're going to have this giant warehouse they're going to be with tons of gaming space, lots of activities and events going on for their opening. So swing by the store to find out more about that. But in the meantime, I am Ben. This was Talking Board Games. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. If you haven't, I would appreciate the support. And I'll catch you next time.